Your setback is a platform for your what? Stick around. I'll tell you what it is and how you can take advantage of it. I'll be back in 20 seconds. All right, gamers, welcome back to training day 5 here inside of our first season of the extraordinary game of entrepreneurship. Let me just start off here by saying congratulations on making it almost to the end of our first week together. Those of you who may be watching here for the first time, my name is Chris All-in-White. I am the game master here. My number one priority is to disrupt your thinking in order to empower you to get outside of your phone booth to be extraordinary. If you're wondering what the heck does the phone booth have to do with anything, Chris? Well, just ask yourself this question. What would have happened had Superman never gotten out of the phone booth? I mean, what would have literally happened? Exactly. Nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened. And that is exactly why getting out of your phone booth every single day is priority number 1. So gamers, if you're ready, then I'm ready. Game on. All right, gamers, your setback is a platform for your comeback. What I want to do over our time together inside of the extraordinary game of entrepreneurship and how to play it over these next 12 weeks together as we're pushing hard. You should be running at full tilt right now. You should be feeling the tension. You should be wrestling with the discomfort of growth that's happening as you're executing your playbook, as you're wrestling with trying to figure out how to stay on mission throughout the week as life is pulling at you. These are all things that we get to experience when we're playing the game at extraordinary levels. Okay, so I know from experience myself that in order to become extraordinary, you have to embrace the tension. I know that the strongest steel must go through the hottest fire. And I know what that means is that you're going to face setbacks. There are things you're going to do that aren't going to work. You're going to get frustrated. Okay? And so the theme of today's show, and it's a theme that I want to carry out every week going forward with you, is that your setback is the perfect platform for your comeback. Your setback is the perfect platform for your comeback. You see, as entrepreneurs, really what we're doing is we're executing through a series of comebacks. I've come back from failure, from disappointment, from rejection, from a lot of things thousands of times over the course of my entrepreneurial journey. Okay? You're gonna face setbacks. It's a non-negotiable. It's part of your reality as an entrepreneur. And so what I want to do is I want to share a comeback story with you on a weekly basis. I want to talk to you about what it looks like to come back. And today I want to tell you a story about a man named Sir Edmund Hillary. Okay, so as the story goes, during the long struggle, the moment right before a triumphant breakthrough is often a very dark one, sometimes even pitch black. This is like the theme of the story that I want you to put into your playbook. I want you to remember during a long struggle. And my friends, if you're playing the game at the highest level right now, if you're swinging for the fences, if you're putting yourself in tension, we're now engaged in a 90-day struggle. Okay, so the moment right before a triumphant breakthrough is often a very dark one. Sometimes even pitch black. And this was the case for Sir Edmund Hillary before he would attempt to climb Mount Everest. Mind you, this was something no one had ever done when Sir Edmund Hillary was attempting to climb Mount Everest. Now, as the story goes, the physical challenge alone was overwhelming that last night. Sir Edmund Hillary was camped at an elevation of 25,800 feet. If you're not familiar with the peak of Mount Everest, it's at 29,028 feet. So Sir Edmund Hillary was about 4,228 feet from the summit on this last night. Okay, his tent, as the story goes, was being pounded by a wind that an aide described as sounding like the roar of 1,000 tigers. I mean, can you imagine? He breathed with the help of an oxygen tank. His air mattress was deflated, and his hip apparently was frozen where it came in contact with the ice. Okay, he couldn't sleep even though he was exhausted, and all of this took place in absolute darkness. Okay, maybe worse than the physical discomfort was the psychological war, the inner demons to vanquish, as Sir Edmund Hillary describes, in the face of such a trial. Okay, so Hillary later would write that that night he was lonely and he was afraid. Okay, which most of us have found ourselves in those moments in our entrepreneurial journey where you feel like you're on an island. You've tried everything, it's not working. You feel like the world is against you. It's a very dark moment. You're feeling lonely and afraid, okay? He doubted himself, right? Have you ever doubted yourself in the game of entrepreneurship? He doubted himself. His question was, what is the sense in trying to climb Mount Everest? Have you ever gotten to that point where you're just pushing so hard, things aren't working, and you in your mind you start to break down, you say, what's the sense? What's the point? Why should I continue to go through the fire? This was Sir Edmund Hillary's reality at 25,800 feet. It was surely one of the worst nights of his life, as you can imagine. But you know something? His worst night was to be followed by his greatest day. Because on May 29th, 1953, which marks the first conquering of Everest, this was, for Hillary, a quite literal comeback. You see, a year earlier, 1952, he tried to climb the 29,028-foot giant mountain, and guess what? He failed. He failed. Just like the 15 men who had tried before him. But you know something? Stirred with that second effort, he came back to the mountain, and he made it to the summit. And you know something? Many would follow. But Hillary and his loyal native guide, and I love his guide's name, Tenzing Norgay, him and his loyal native guide would be forever first. And you know what's cool? Hillary famously said that in making that climb, it wasn't the mountain that he conquered, but himself. And so it is with every comeback. And so I want to leave you with that story today as we're getting ready to close out this first week together. Keep pushing hard. I'm sure if you're playing the game at the highest level, you're facing tension. You're facing adversity. You've probably experienced setbacks already. In fact, if I'm talking to you right now and you haven't experienced a setback, you got to turn it up. You got to turn it up because you're not running at full tilt. If you haven't experienced a setback yet, you're not pushing hard enough. We are in season right now. We are on mission right now with what's in the playbook. We're almost at the end of the first week. If you haven't had your first setback yet, you need to go back to the playbook and you need to turn things up. Okay? For those of you who have experienced setbacks, I'm here to encourage you and to empower you. Your setback is the perfect platform for a comeback. And I'm here to give you perspective, to understand, to accept that comebacks are part of the entrepreneurial journey. I want you to accept that being a comeback artist is going to become your new normal. You're going to look yourself in the mirror every time there's a setback and you're going to say, I'm a comeback artist. Because you know that oftentimes the darkest moment is going to happen right before the triumphant breakthrough. So when you're in those dark moments, when you're facing adversity, just understand the breakthrough is coming. The breakthrough is coming, right? And oftentimes it's not that project you're trying to conquer. It's not the whatever that goal is that you put in your playbook. That's not the ultimate mountain that you're looking to conquer. The ultimate mountain is yourself, just like it was for Sir Edmund Hillary. Really, oftentimes the only thing that stands between us and everything we want to achieve in our lives is our own thinking, and we have to be willing to embrace the tension that's going to put us into discomfort so that we can rewire our thinking, so that we can grow, so that we can achieve and conquer ourselves. And when we do that, as we do that, we achieve and conquer our goals. But we have to conquer ourselves first. And so I want to share that comeback story with you, my friends. I hope that encourages you. I hope it empowers you to keep pushing forward. We're almost at the end of the first week. Hey, I want you to know it's an honor to have you here inside the extraordinary game of entrepreneurship and how to play it with me. Thanks for your trust. I don't take it for granted. I want you to know that I sincerely love you, not in a weird way, but I'm here for you. I'm with you. And hey, leave your comments below. Leave your comments below this video if you faced a setback. Let's engage on that. Leave your comments below. Share this video with somebody who you know could really could really benefit from being part of a community of extraordinary entrepreneurs like you and like myself and like everyone else who's here with us. If someone could benefit from that, share this video with them, let them know. And my friends, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow right back here inside the extraordinary game of entrepreneurship and how to play it. Until then, hey, go out there today, swing for the fences. Know that you are extraordinary. You are the one. It is not going to happen. It is happening. My name is Chris White. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the extraordinary game of entrepreneurship and how to play it. And remember, gamers, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So get out of your phone booth and go share your extraordinary with the world.